Hey, Sam Nelson coming to you live from Precious World Mobile Studios. On location is while we're in mobile. This property behind me, I'm in a very, very hot zip code in East Austin. And one of my mentees has asked me if I would take a look at it because the seller is interested in selling. And so what I want to talk to you about today is it's all about the numbers, period. It's all about the numbers. So listen, if you are in the investment space and haven't done your first deal yet, or haven't done your second deal yet, and you've maybe you're one that also has spent 10, 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 in those seminars, and they kind of taken advantage of you because they know 95% of folks in those seminars are not going to do anything because it takes mentorship. It takes a little bit more than just going to a room and all the glitz and glam and talking about real estate and all the glitz and glam and getting you excited about telling you can do no money transactions and all that kind of stuff, which don't in the words of Eddie Murphy on Beverly Hills Cop, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And so if you haven't done that, it's my passion, my goal. I've got an airplane flying above my head to help you hold your hand, walk you through getting your first deal. And this particular mentee of mine, she's looking for her first deal. So she happens to be a real estate agent, and that's a whole different conversation for another video with regards to agent mindsets versus investor mindsets. But she happens to be an agent that wants to get in the investment game. She heard about me in some way or form and was connected to me by a good friend of mine, and wants me to help her get into this game. So she wanted me to come by and take a look at this. And the information she given me was that this happens to be a rental property and that the seller has had it for some time now and is ready to get out of it. Well, that's okay, that's good, that's some level of motivation, but the real way this business works is about motivation level as well as, frankly, what are the numbers. And so what I can tell you right now, got great potential, maybe, depends on the strategy, because I've got folks right now in my pocket on my cell phone, my buyers that would gladly buy a place like this, but again, it depends on the numbers and what you're getting into it for. Now, one of the problems of being in this area of Austin and in the zip code, assets are extraordinarily high, and when you're working in one of the hottest real estate markets in the country, Austin has been, at the time of this video, has been rated as the #1 place to live for the 3rd year in a row. It means, we've got a ton of people moving here, high demand, the price goes up. Now, price goes up in the investment space is not always a good thing. That's why for us in this arena, it's, we do much better in a down market than we do in the up markets. So it's really all about the numbers. What will we be able to get into this thing for? I can tell you, first of all, you always want to know your numbers, and I've looked at the numbers on this property. ARV is somewhere around 282, somewhere in there. Maybe it could go a little north, could possibly go as high as 300. But it is a single family rental, and when you look at the neighborhood, like if I were to look at this one right across the street here, you can see that that one is well kept. obviously well done. And I looked at a couple of other ones here. So apparently there is some activity happening here in this neighborhood that it's not too bad. You know, this one I can show you here. This actually looks like it's probably really more of a single family here, and it's probably a resident versus a rental here. And I only say that because of the proximity to downtown. This one behind me here is probably a rental, I can tell. It's not as well kept. But so this neighborhood is a mixture of rentals and homes. This property that we're looking at here is clearly a rental at the moment. And I've got buyers that would do all kinds of things with this here. You know, this could be a tear down for a couple of my buyers because of the lot size here that they can probably do a little bit more with. It may not have to be a tear down. It could be, you know, just a full rehab. I can tell you that the building itself definitely needs a full rehab. We've got some roof issues already just looking at the exterior. I've got to really check the foundation here in Texas. Foundations is always a challenge. Needless to say, a little landscaping, depending on what you want to do with it. But, you know, none of this stuff really matters at this point until we know what are we able to acquire the property for. And so when I was speaking with my mentee, that was the number she didn't have. All she knew was, here's a guy that's wanting to sell, and well, what does he want for it? Well, you know, we hadn't got that far yet. I just want you to look at it. Well, you know, I tend to do my number work first. Let me look at the numbers from afar, and I'll go to my office, pull up the property, take a look at it. And I'm looking for things like ARV, square footage, amenities, location, trends, what else is going on in the neighborhood, repair costs, of course, and, you know, possibly what the purchase price would be. And, you know, depending on what the exit strategy for the property would be, one purchase price would be different than another purchase price because not all investor types do the same type of niche. So I just wanted to kind of bring this out to you here. It may have potential, it may not. Again, I was the other day, I was talking with someone. I saw for sale by owner sign out for someone that wanted to sell a duplex. And went to look at the duplex, and the duplex definitely needs a full rehab. The tax appraisal went up from the time of our conversation to the time of my visit, and he saw that and he wanted top price. He wanted close to $290. That property was going to take about probably about 100 grand worth of work on both sides to get it right. But long story short, the math just didn't add up. When you consider the cash on cash and the rate of what you're able to rent it for and things of that nature, the numbers wouldn't add up. And his number was totally ridiculous, but yet he was kind of stuck and stupid. So, you know, obviously he wasn't going to get any of my buyers on it, nor myself. And this could be the same thing, you know. If they're selling just because they're curious as to what they can get because they heard the Austin market is a hot market, that's one thing. Probably not so much. If he's selling because he's definitely done made his money off of it since he's had it, you know, from the 90s or whatever, and, you know, he's tired and ready to retire and just needs to exit pretty quick, that's another thing. And we may be able to get it at a much decent price, and whatever that price might be can determine the type of buyer that will be for this place. I may have a buyer that wants to just tear it down and do something different with the lot, make something new. May have a buyer that just will refurbish what it is and make something new. And think about this, when they're refurbishing, that cost goes into if it's still a good deal as a rental. Someone may want to go ahead and turn it into a single family home, which is also very valuable. But like I showed you these properties across the street here, these clearly could go as single family as well. So like this one behind me here. So long story short, you know, if a deal is good or not, like I said, I have a mentee wanting me to take a look at this, you know, just to drive by. I'm not able to go in. If it's a rental property, landlords generally speaking, have to give their tenants at least a 24-hour notice before, being able to come inside or whatnot. So I'm not going inside because I am just doing a drive-by. But I'll be honest, I've seen enough of these to have a good idea of what's going to be happening with it. And I can tell you this right here, it's going to be a full rehab inside and out. And it's probably going to be, somewhere around, and it kind of depends. It'd probably be close to, $80,000 of rehab work on this property, with regards to the square footage and the location here and what they're charging in this area. So depending on what we buy at, and with the ARV only being at 300,000 or 282, it just matters of what the price of getting in is. So if they're talking crazy and want 300,000, then it'd be a quick walk away. If they're going to exercise some reasonableness and understanding, because one thing I also understand on this property, and I was able to confirm this a little bit in my research, is it's free and clear. So, it doesn't have a mortgage on it. So there's a lot of room to do a lot of different types of strategies where you get a property with no mortgage on it. That's a great one. You can get into this property with no money if the current owner is open to some making more money than what maybe he's initially looking for. So all kinds of things. So long story short, if you hadn't done your deal, haven't done your first deal or second deal, and you need some help, feel free to PM me, direct message me. I'm on Facebook. Business page is Precious World Housing Solutions. My name is Sam Melson. You can PM me on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all those types of things. Also email me at info@preciousworld.net. You can email me at info@preciousworld.net. At the time of this video, I am taking on a few more mentees. I can't mentor the entire world, but I can take a handful of folks and try to help you get to your first deal. I can't, like I said, I can't take on too many because I'm still doing business myself in my own company, and it does take time to mentor folks. You get a lot of phone conversations with me. I have a private group that you can subscribe to and get in, and depending on what level of mentorship you want, you get more of my time or not. So, but I'm interested in helping those that may have been taken advantage of, having gone through those seminars, and you still haven't got your first deal and you need to get your return. I want to help you. I want to give it to you just straight from the street. Because what you get in those seminars are not the golden nuggets. They get you excited, like my boy be talking about. They get you on that dopamine effect. They get you that feel-good chemical in your brain, making you feel good and all hyped up, thinking all the real estate is glitz and glam, and someday I'm going to have the life that I want. It's possible, but it's not that simple, not that clear, not that easy. And to be frank, they never give you the true golden nuggets in these courses. The only way you get these golden nuggets is to be working with someone on the street, hand in hand, and they're passing that information on to you. And I can tell you, even my first deal, it took me 10 months to get my first deal, and I did that even having taken on a partner. So just a hint for you, if you want to get your first deal, your second deal, and just getting it moving, I want to help you out. But like I said, I can't help everybody out at the same time. I can only handle a handful of folks. So reach out very quickly if you like that help. No matter where you are in the country, I can help you anywhere in the country. I can vet out any property in the United States from my location. Of course, I'll depend on you for some accurate information from a boots on the ground standpoint or whatnot to be able to talk you through the right processes, how to do the negotiations and things of that nature. But if you need help, let's feel free to partner with me. My mentors has told me at this point in my life, I need to reach one, teach one, and so this is my way of being able to do that for you. So until then, God bless you, and I'll see you at the top, because the bottom sure is crowded. Sam Melson out.